in the
Oh my God. We are finally doing another Sound Booth Theater Live. So happy to see everybody today. No, I'm not going to do that voice this whole time. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to a very late... well, it's not late for today. It is a little bit late. We started like a couple minutes late. That's not a big deal, though.
Just a little bit.
It's just we haven't done one in a while. That was super legit. So thank you everybody for coming and for spending some holiday time with us. I hope you guys have a good time tonight. We'll have a Cyns Corner special. If you guys didn't know this, Cyn is actually a gigantic YouTuber. Huge.
I'm not.
Just,
no, I'm not.
Just massive channel.
It's just a little tiny corner.
Dwarfs everything around
Cyns
her.
Corner.
It's
Yeah,
Cyns
Cyns Corner.
It's a big corner.
And,
this segment is supposed to be
big
the
corner.
cinema, I think.
She does movie reviews on there.
New York
and so
corner.
we're gonna all talk about a movie called Violent Night. We all had homework to go watch this movie. Ahmed, did you watch it?
Yeah.
You better have.
All right, and we're gonna discuss.
He said that so it was. I'm not excited.
I'm reading a lot into that.
For
Yeah, me
those of you,
too. It was great.
So I put on a face. Now you can't read it.
I can tell by the sound of your voice.
Yeah, I can still tell.
I do audio for a living.
yes. So that will be our show for today.
Accident, but like, yeah, let's do.
Yeah, my theme
This is,
music. I heard
Cyns-
that.
Cyns music. Yeah.
My cousin made this for me.
This is great. It's great.
Yeah. All right, we have a Cyns Corner special, a very huge YouTuber,
everybody
gigantic.
do their homework. So is this gonna
show.
be
The most famous YouTuber.
The most famous YouTuber ever has joined. So what
That we
Cyn
know.
gave us an assignment when we were trying to figure out what we were going to do for the next Sound Booth Theater Live. She said, "Hey, let's do some movie reviews. Let's do some Christmas movies." So today we're doing Violent Night, and we all did our homework over the weekend. We all went and saw it in the theaters. And yeah, Cyn, kick us off.
Okay, well, I don't know if you guys watched my review at all, but I did a review the night that I saw it, and my takeaway from it was I enjoyed it, but I didn't enjoy it quite as much as I was hoping to. I think because I was a little bit overhyped, and the kid stuff was kind of like a little hokey and kind of cringe for me. Say it, Emily.
Okay, so this is what I was wondering. I don't want to like cut you off because this will kind of completely
No,
conversation. But I want to talk about the rating because they really went for the R rating. But there were times when I felt like, oh, is this for me? Do you know what I'm saying? Like there were very much times where I'm like, this would be a great kid movie.
Yeah, this was not a kid's movie.
But it's not.
I definitely have the same thoughts.
Home Alone on steroids.
While we're talking, Ahmed, do you think you can bring up some images to go along with our discussion?
Oh, I should have sent you guys those because I had a bunch of images for my review.
Yeah. So I had the same thought. I felt like the movie never got to be what it wanted to be. And let me just say, David Harbour did a great job.
Oh, yeah.
He's incredible.
He stole the show.
How I thought he was going to be.
Absolutely.
There's no one who could have done that better than he did.
Yeah.
No.
He did it. He did awesome. He
it
basically
was
was just
for
his
him.
character
Yeah,
from
for sure.
Stranger Things. With,
yes, that's what I said in my review.
With the Santa stuff on.
Yep.
And that's fine. It worked. He was a good character. He was fun to watch. But the movie just never took it far enough either direction. I wanted it to. It was like one thing that I thought about this movie is it is exactly the sum of its parts.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Right? The combination. It's like I don't know. It just I wanted it to be more gory, right? I wanted the violence to get worse and more insane, but they couldn't do that without sacrificing the heart of the Christmas thing. At least that's what they seemed like. But then the heart of the Christmas thing was like, well, there's no characters to like besides Santa. Like,
and the little girl.
The little girl.
And the little girl. And
Trudy was awesome.
That wasn't enough. I don't know. I thought she was fine. Like, the little girl was like, I liked her because she was a little girl. Not because she was a interesting character or because she was like,
it was very
in some way.
Typical kidsy sort of thing.
Yeah. So
right, but it was, but in that way, it felt like it had the cadence of a kids movie. Sorry, Jeff, go ahead.
Yeah. So like I never got that heartwarming like oh kind of thing from the movie because I never cared about anybody and except for Santa and the little girl, and I knew nothing was going to happen to those characters. So it was like, and the worst character was the dad.
Yes. Oh my God.
I could not stand it.
So spineless.
He was spineless.
Yeah, he was awful.
He was, but I felt like the movie was trying to get us to root for him.
Right, by the end, like, and we're doing spoilers, right? That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, so before we go
spoilers.
any further, guys, if you haven't seen this movie, you can mute for a while. If you don't want spoilers, we're gonna spoil it. It's no fun to have a discussion about a movie without spoiling it. So 5, 4, 3, 2,
bye guys.
Spoilers on. Spoilers on. So yeah, I mean, by the end of the movie, like there was one moment where he's like in the middle when they're captured, and he's like, he was standing up for somebody. I can't remember who he was standing up for, and then they nutcrackered his finger off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I thought they did nutcracker it off, but it just was broken. And
yeah.
So
right. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. But that was his one moment that was kind of good for him, and then the rest is just like
the burning the money, but that was way too on the nose. Like at that was point, I'm just like, okay, the whole thing with the money, it's like, oh, but it's dirty money, so like, do we care if it gets stolen? And like these people are privileged, like, yeah, it was. The stakes were low on that.
But it also, paper, when you burn it, it doesn't last long. So that was kind of dumb anyway. It's not like it's going to warm Santa up sufficiently. But that whole scene where they're like, I believe, I'm like, oh, this is cringe. I know it's supposed to be,
The movie was supposed to be, that though, right? It was supposed to feel.
I think
like
maybe, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, like going back to Jeff's earlier point, and like I feel like I knew within 10 minutes that no one important or no one they wanted us to care about was going to die because it's a Christmas movie, and like you just knew that, frankly, and so it's
actually I have something to add regarding that.
Go ahead.
The movie was doing something called Mickey Mousing. You guys ever hear of Mickey Mousing?
No.
So it's a term in music orchestration where the music, it's like a cartoon. The music follows the motion of the cartoon character. So like the cartoon, the cartoon character's going, and he like runs into somebody, and then it's like, and then he starts running. So movies like, it's a Christmas trope in Christmas movies that they get Mickey Moused. So every action is kind of, and so the whole movie was pretty much Mickey Moused all the way through to make it feel like it was Home Alone, right? To make it seem like it was a nice movie, but then all the ultra violence over it, like just kind of like it was a subversion, right? It was like taking two genres and cramming them into each other.
Right. No, you're exactly right, and I think it's just like because they didn't fully go for. I don't think they figured out how to do it and still fully go for both things. Is what it comes down to.
Agreed.
And is it possible? I don't know. But it was good, but I don't know if they figured it out.
You feel like it was too comedic?
No, I was fine with that. It just kind of again speaks to, I'm like, this would be a phenomenal kids movie. Like there's so much, if you tone down the violence and the swearing a little bit, you're there with a PG-13. And so right.
Yeah, true.
I think that would have been better.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, part of what I like, the shock value of the violence and like the extra raunchy humor was fun, but I think you're right. It might have amounted to a better movie if they had just made this a take on Christmas, but like it's still action packed without just like seeing people's insides.
Or like maybe go one or the other. Whoa, what's that?
The cross.
What are those?
I love that this is from a meeting. I love that this is from a meeting.
Never noticed that.
I've been had.
I never noticed.
They've been sitting there since I wore them the first time.
You did not bring them to Vegas. Shame on you.
Absolutely did not.
You should have.
Yep. Sorry. Okay.
What were you saying?
No, we were saying that maybe they should have just gone for the PG-13 rating and just like made it more. Yeah, maybe.
Completely adult oriented.
Right. One way or the other.
I wouldn't have been interested in the PG-13 one because I like the Sarah. But it just like it felt like because they inserted all this kidsy stuff into it, it just felt a little like jarring.
Yeah.
And like he just couldn't reach his full potential as the badass Santa that he was awesome. I really liked how they showed sort of
I wish they showed more of his history. I wish
they
were gonna do the whole.
I would watch a second movie of that.
They were gonna do the whole. He kills his way through the dudes and then finds the Santa hat or whatever it is, the artifact that or the thing that changes him, right? The thing.
Right.
So they never explained that in the trailer. There's a scene. There's a line he says in the bar in the opening scene in the trailer. He says, "I started the whole damn thing," but he doesn't say that in the movie. But I really wish that they would have kind of explained how it happened because I was really curious. I thought that they were going to go there and they never did. So he's like 1,000 years old or some, and he's got these tattoos. I guess that's from like his, I don't know, Viking days or whatever the heck he was. I thought maybe it was I thought it was stuff that gave him, I thought it was like, I don't know, sigils or something, or runes on his body that gave him the Christmas power. I don't know, but they just didn't really go anywhere with that, and I was hoping they would have. They did.
The mythology of his bag, or the mythology, like that was cool when the bag went and like he started using his artifacts one by one, but then it never kind of culminated.
I think they used his ability. Like I think they kind of wrote around the fact that how could they really easily explain it by him just saying, "Well, I don't know how it works."
I still don't get it.
Okay, all right. I guess that was the best they could do.
Right,
I didn't like that.
Saying that.
One part that really pissed me off was when he couldn't go up the chimney for no reason. Like
they never.
He was blowing his nose.
Something to do with
hurt as fuck. He was super hurt. I don't know.
Like,
that was
why did it work late? Why did it work at the end?
Had something to do with fire.
Because he believed.
Tied up.
He had his hand stabbed into the fucking.
You know what I think the rule was?
Fire.
I think he has to be a certain distance from the
dude. Then he would know.
The fire.
Then he would know, and he wouldn't be like, "What's going on? Why isn't my nose working?"
I don't know. I think we can chalk it up to his mental and physical state and leave it at that.
I mean, I like.
Also, he was really ripped when the movie started, right?
No, he wasn't ripped.
Really
he
drunk.
wasn't.
He was real drunk.
I mean, some days I can hold a plank for over a minute. Some days I can't.
I mean, I was
don't know.
surprised
I'm fine with that.
that he could be hurt. I didn't expect that. I thought he was going to be this. I mean, he's supernatural, but they were able to hurt him very badly to the point that they killed him, basically.
I just don't like. I don't like moments in movies or fiction where I'm like, "What are the rules?"
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you guys see Fat Man?
No.
No.
Oh, I should have recommended that one. That to me, I felt like that one did a better job at the hardcore Santa stuff. That one was actually a pretty good movie. Mel Gibson plays Santa, and he's like lives up in Alaska somewhere, and that's like there are some moments of comedy, but it's not really kidsy.
Was that last year or the year before?
I think it came out. Oh gosh, I did a reaction to the trailer. Then I saw the movie. Maybe I saw the movie last year. I can't remember when it came, but I thought a lot about Fat Man when I was watching Violent Night, and I was thinking to myself, I felt like Fat Man did it better. the badass Santa or the really tough Santa. I mean, I felt like David Harbour was a bit more badass because he was just killing people left and right. And Mel Gibson's version didn't really. He felt more, I don't know, real,
rowdy and unorthodox.
he was. Anyway, I thought
I want to see it now.
I thought it was pretty decent. I liked it. I thought they did a good job. That's the way I wish Violent Night had been. The way
my key takeaway was that we need a David Harbour Viking movie. Like, obviously.
Yes.
I would so totally go see that. I was really
100%
impressed
would
with
see that.
him, but I like David Harbour. So.
So another honorable mention would be John Leguizamo.
Oh my God, yes! I'm always ready to have the John Leguizamo conversation.
He played John Leguizamo, and he did a really good job at it.
Playing himself, yeah, exactly.
It was amazing. I had a lot of fun with his character. He just went for it, and he was. I always was like, yes, when he was on screen.
He
was hardcore.
He played the Scrooge.
Yeah,
and he learned his lesson in the end.
Yeah,
he had a gnarly, awesome death.
Oh, the death was so good.
So good.
It was so rough.
I laughed and cringed at the same time.
That's another one where I feel like it would have been really easy for someone to do that badly, because it's like you kind of have to be like sinister but still hilarious. And there were a few moments where I'm like, I can't take this seriously, but it was still fun. And like, yeah, I think he did a good job.
Yeah, 100%. The last thought that's popping into my head is I thought the movie was best.
The mother, the whole drama of the family, like the
with the matriarch,
the
matriarch
and the inheritance.
It felt so over the top.
Family,
and obviously you're not supposed to like really any of these. Like you're not supposed to like the mother. Of course, the sister was a complete idiot. So was
but the sister played the same character she plays in
Righteous
Gemstones.
Oh, I've never seen.
I love that show. She was underutilized. She was underutilized, and that was her problem.
She was great.
It felt very over the top and very cliche and typical sort of, there was, like I said, there was no nuance to the family at all.
Right. None.
There's not supposed to be, I guess, but it was just so like in your face. It was just like, okay.
But that's why it feels like kids stuff, because like they didn't take the time to make that complex. And again, I'm just like, you could just age this down a little bit and it would have been perfect for what it was.
Yeah, I agree completely.
But like it left a little bit lacking in that way. It wasn't sophisticated.
Yep.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That
we kind of all sort of seem to. That's funny.
That's good. So I thought the movie was best when it was clearly parroting other movies.
Yes.
The Home Alone scene and all the Die Hard sequences. It was like, and to me, that's like not a compliment, because it's like. The movie's at its best when it's trying to be a better Christmas movie that came before
than the others.
It's like, to me, that kind of just highlighted what was lacking rather than making the movie better.
True, but at least the Home Alone scene, though, because I remember like when I got the first time, it's good, and I remember the first time I got older watching Home Alone, and I'm like, these guys would be so dead so fast. But didn't answer a question. And in that way, it added to the conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you guys clarify? Okay, so if I remember correctly, so the girl, when the little girl had like these, were they cinder blocks that she was trying to hit the lady with? Cinder blocks on a rope? And the lady took the rope and cut it and then just tossed the cinder blocks one-handed? I was like, wait, what? There's no way in the world no.
Yeah, she could. I mean, if she has some
blocks,
she'd have to. Okay, but she's like an assassin. She's like an assassin. She can have some core strength and get that done. Yeah.
No, two cinder blocks with one hand.
Well, forget her. What about the little girl doing it? So. Like setting up the trap. Like,
I know, right?
That's a different question.
The math, the physics math, and figured out like where to put the fulcrum.
Yeah, she knew all the right things to do, and they all worked perfectly.
Sarah claims she could throw, but
She
that's not the
throws-
same,
Yeah.
Sarah B.
In a-
It's
in a rope.
what Sin is really worried about is the physics behind it, because of like she was holding it out like this.
When she was, and with
know?
ropes, it's very heavy. I even with one, I don't know about that. And she just
Did
like
she
cut it, and then she
swing it?
just tossed them like it was nothing. So like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I believable because she's like an assassin who's probably trained.
But
With-
she's
with
not
some
a
good
man,
course.
Jeff. And men can typically do that sort of thing easier than a woman, no
Even
matter how
I
strong she
would
is.
definitely have trouble doing what she did.
Yeah.
Like 100%. My core is not up to speed right now. But if it was, that would be it, right? Like it would be your core strength that's keeping you balanced while you're doing that. Because
But also
two
the
cinder
arm
blocks is
strength
like,
to hold up 2 cinder blocks. They're not light.
That's like they're not super
I don't
heavy.
think
They're
were,
like
I don't
15,
think they
20
were
pounds
whole,
apiece.
I don't think they were whole cinder blocks.
They look
either.
like they were whole cinder blocks to me. I almost feel like I need to rewatch that part
I think
whenever
they
it's
were.
like out on digital. It looked like they were 2 whole ones on a rope, and she just held them up like this. Cinder blocks are heavy.
They're like 15 or 20 pounds.
Yeah, so that's like, I just have trouble believing that she could do that.
Well, I don't know. I think I
But
can
the
reasonably
Home Alone
find-
stuff was funny. I mean, I was
was.
laughing at these people getting grievously injured, and then of course they
Yeah, that
got
was
killed.
A good part. That was a good part.
When the guy with the nail through his
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, no,
yeah.
no. The way that they tempted it really well. You know, like
Yeah.
they show it, and then you're like, oh no, somebody's gonna get it. You know they're gonna get
yeah.
it, but then
Of
they
course.
don't for a little while, and then
Yeah.
suddenly it was the bowling balls, right?
Yep.
And then finally the last one just hit him in just the right spot.
then he fell down
was-
on the
It
board
was
with
very
all
good
the
slapstick.
it was.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Final verdict on this movie for me. Out of 10, I'll give it a 5.5. Mildly
5.5.
amusing.
I think I gave it a 3.5 out of 5.
So
So
7
that's
out of
maybe
10.
like a 6.
That's a 7 out of 10.
Is it 7 out of 10? I don't think I would rate it as high as 7 out of 10. So maybe 3
Okay,
out
so
of
3.
5.
Okay, so 6. 5.5 out of 10 for me. 6 from Sin. What do you guys think?
Are we doing 5 or 10?
Out of
Hey,
10.
well, yep.
Out of 10.
Get
out
some
of
granularity
10,
in there.
I don't know, maybe like 4.
Well, you really didn't like it. I
4.
could tell.
Wow.
No, I was not crazy about it. There's something about the juxtaposition that just didn't work for me. Like
The two-
I'm the pun guy.
context.
I like puns, but not like I don't know. They were too on the nose. Everything. Was
I'm
so on the
sorry
nose.
you didn't like it,
But
Ahmed.
I did like the walkie-talkie stuff. That was fun. That was a moment that I did. There was a couple.
Yeah,
moments
that
I
was
laughed out loud.
Right. Yeah, that was poignant actually. Yeah,
that was cute to walk, and then she's like, "Is it Santa?" And it's like, "Yeah, it's Santa." And they have a conversation, and they talk, and then finally, she convinces him that he has to kill them, like through
Yeah.
circuitous
Oh, yeah.
logic.
Little kid.
And then finally, she's like, "Go get
And it's
him!" And that was just like so cringe. Yeah, that's what I
heartwarming.
mean. It's like heartburn, you know, like, just like oh, she's so sweet, but
Well, maybe you'll like Krampus better.
yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
perhaps.
Yeah, okay,
Well,
we'll talk
that's
about that
Batman.
after
That's our next
after
one.
Emily gives her rating. We'll talk about
This,
next
yeah, I'm like, I wish we had talked more about the scale a little bit earlier. I guess, yeah, probably.
Yeah, the stakes are so high.
week. She
I know.
wasn't prepared.
No, I know. I guess I would give it like a 6.5 because like I really liked like David Harbour and John Leguizamo in it. Like they were just so good. Like I don't know. Yeah, I
Actors
think
can
6.5.
carry a movie. They really can.
And they did, and I think they did. And yeah, and Trudy, whose name I don't know, but shout out.
Yeah, David Harbour was the best part of it for sure.
Yeah,
Like, that
I
was
think
Oh,
the-
I agree with that in my
100%.
review, Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, David Harbour is maybe second to John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah.
I mean, I
Leguizamo
love John
usually gets on my
Leguizamo,
nerves.
but really,
Gets on my
that's
nerves,
so
yeah.
disappointing. I could talk
you ever
about
seen
him
a
for a
stand-up?
very long time.
He does this like
No.
growing
does
up
stand-up
Latino in the
where?
city stand up, and it was
Oh,
on
man,
HBO
he is
all the
good.
time.
Yeah.
And I just kind of gotta I don't know. I never.
I'm gonna watch it now.
Wait, so you didn't like his stand up? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I didn't.
Okay.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I'm just like,
I haven't
he
seen
is
much of
somebody
it,
who has
yeah.
been playing 35 for 30 years.
Yeah.
And I just think you have to give him credit for that. This is
Yep.
like the first time I've even thought, like, is he past his peak? This is the first time I've ever even had that
interesting.
notion.
Yeah, that's true.
He's
He
older
aged
now, yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, okay movie. It was fine. It was
I
fine.
didn't
fun.
hate it, but I didn't love it.
It's a fun Christmas watch. If you don't have anything better to do, go see it.
I would say listen to Kringle Down instead.
Oh, well, definitely.
Yeah, because it does
No contest there.
It does
yeah.
the things. It does both the things where it's incredibly brutal, but it's also heartwarming and makes you
And
sad a
not
little
cheesy. It's
bit. And
not cheesy.
not cheesy.
Yeah,
well,
it
no,
does
there's
it
cheesy
well.
parts, but on the whole, not cheesy.
not cringe cheesy.
Yeah.
But it's charming. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's charming. It's more like Quentin Tarantino than
But charming.
the kind of violence. Yeah.
Charming Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
I don't think you can describe Tarantino as charming. I just don't think you can.
Not easily. Not
Yep.
easily.
So Kringle Down, Sound Booth Theater platform. Had to make this into a commercial. Couldn't help it. Sorry.
Yep. Crinkle
And
Down. And
next,
one.
yeah, now on SBTL. Oh, right, Kringle Down 3 is coming out this year. Don't worry, guys. And our next SBTL, we'll talk about a little bit more because our next movie review on the next SBTL will be Krampus, right?
Yes.
All right.
Because Crinkle Down 3 is titled Krampus.
That's right.
It's
So
perfect.
now that one came out in 2015. So this is not a new movie. We're going back. We're going back a little ways. I've never even heard about the creature Krampus until this movie came out. And I still haven't seen this movie. So I'm actually pretty excited to see it.
I'm very curious to hear what you guys think. I'm going to rewatch it because it's been probably a bit since I saw it. So maybe like at least a year or so.
Yeah. So anyone who's here who wants to come to the next Sound Booth Theater Live, that's December 21st at the same time as we were on today. And if you want to watch Krampus, or if you have already seen it, great. But if you haven't yet, go watch it, and you can kind of join in on the discussion through the chat, and we can maybe ignore you.
Richard.
But if you say something cool, we'll acknowledge it. All right, cool. So
Nice.
that was what.
I just said nice.
Oh, okay. So that was our Cyns Corner portion.
Ho! I hope you all had a good time. Go wait for Violent Night to come to video, to streaming. Don't go see it in theaters. Don't use the money. It's still a fine movie. Just not really historically accurate, I would say.